let's start.
Yes, Danilo, if you
Okay.
would like
Mm.
also to introduce yourself,
Sure.
yes, yeah, and then you can start.
Yeah, Danilo Blancato. I'm based in Italy, Rimini. I work for a fashion company, Teddy Group, and I work with project management science. I can say 20 years since the beginning. I have 12 years of nerdy work. I can say I've been in charge of developing the ERP system, and then had the opportunity to move on the business. So I handled the Southeast Asian market for the company for 5 and 7 years, and then I merged the both experiences, and now I'm developing the business online. So during my journey, I had the opportunity to handle IT, digital marketing, and commercial projects.
Very good.
Well, so let's start. Today's goal, just to clarify and put on the table the rules and what we can expect of this hour together. We are going to speak about project management, so AI in the project management in fashion. So we are not speaking on tools of AI, and but just on how introduce a new tools or the AI inside a company. And we will not go deep on the methodology of the project management. So we will try to give just some takeaway for in and some something to underline of what we can take in consideration when we want to introduce AI in a company. Okay.
Very good.
Okay, well, so first of all, I would like to start from the definition of project. What is a project? Okay, will be not all the hour by definition and technical, but I think that it's a good start of point just to start everybody from the same page. Okay, so a project is something that produces something that is unique. So each project is unique. And this means that and should be temporary. So just to give an idea, if for this example, in my opinion, it's a quite borderline. No, for example, if I make a new collection, if you are in a fashion company, a new collection can be an operation because we do a new collection every year, at least 2 or 3 or 4 collection by year, or we can make also a capsule collection, and looks like operation, but inside we are also producing something new. So it can be seen also like a project. So a project should be temporary and produce a unique product. Okay. So if I speak, for example, doing a capsule collection, okay, is something new, is something that dedicated to one people, one specific team. Okay, so it's more understand to what is a project. Okay, but there's no project if there's no a value. So a project doesn't just gives an output, a outcomes, or gives a software or something, but should add a value. And this is really important in my opinion, because it's really the key point if you want to introduce AI inside your fashion company, inside your company. Because the first questions that you have to put in your mind is what value I want to create, want to give to my company, introducing the AI. I don't speak about tools because we will see after that maybe tools it's also too fast now to introduce a AI inside the company because we have to check also the environment. Okay, so these are the definition of PMI Box 7 of the PMI Institute that, in my opinion, is the most important institution that there is worldwide for the best practice on project management. And when we speak about the project, we say that it's something unique and should be and produce a value. So when we can say that a project is successful, okay, usually we say, okay, I did this new website on time, we are online, and within the budget. So the project is successful. But for example, if you make a meeting with the brand manager, you say, okay, but the brand guideline or the experience of the customer is not what I'm expecting. So they cannot feel the value that you are giving to the brand with the new website, in this case, for example. No, so really we have to match and give the value that the stakeholder and the sponsor is expecting. So giving we can say that a project is really successful when it matches the expectation of your customer, of your stakeholder or sponsor. Here we give just some simple example just to be in the same page and understand what we mean from value to scope and results. Okay, so a value should be something that can be measurable. And we can really understand at the end of the project that the value that we want to give is really achieved. Okay, so for example, I just give some example that really very common now and easy to understand. We want to create images faster and with a lower cost. It's really trendy, in this period. So what I have to do is to use AI to generate product, the photos of the product for my e-commerce. Okay, but what is the value that really I want to reach? What is the result? Okay, I want to be 30-50% to reduce the timing or the cost, or publish the photo more quickly on time. So this is just an example on moving from the value to the results of the project that we are going to open. Another example is, for example, to answer to the customer faster and more constantly. Okay, so I have to implement AI like a bot to reply to my customer, and how I can measure the value of my project. Here I have some examples. So the timing, when I respond, the satisfaction of the customer, and how many ticket I can reply automatically with the bot, for example. And another one is bringing the product to market faster. So I have to create to speed up the translation, online. Okay, so I need to create an AI to produce the description of the product, the translation, and put the data inside my PIF. You know that now opening in all the marketplace, one of the challenges to fulfill the right fields in each fields as the marketplace requires. And a lot of company are now using AI to fulfill in the right way and give also more information to the final customer about the product on the marketplace or in the PIF. And here I have some example of what KPI I should monitor to check if really I'm reaching the goal of the project, the goal introducing the AI. Okay, so we say that we understand that we have to focus on the value that we want to reach introducing the project, introducing the AI. And what I have to consider, so I know what I want to do, but how I have to understand now. Okay, so what I have to consider is where I am, where my company is. So first of all, we speak about the EAF, so understanding where exactly my company is. So I have to check the law that are behind, the law that I have to respect, where I have to be compliance. So for example, data privacy, GDPR, and also the market, because now when we speak about AI tools and things are moving really fast. So I have to check if what I want to implement in my company is something that will stand for 1 year or 2 years, because maybe I'm starting the project and what I'm going to implement in my company is no more trendy. For example, if I speak about tools of AI to make a different experience of my customer on the website, no? So I have to check trends, I have to check the law, and of course, if there is also new standard of the AI in the market, okay? So, and what tools they are start growing, start up. So will be very, introducing AI is not just, in this case, to check, okay, I want these tools and I want to implement these tools. It's something that really needs to be updated daily, at least daily. Not at least daily, but better if it's something that you have inside your daily routine to be updated on what is new and how it's going. Okay. We speak about organizational projects asset. So in my opinion, it's really important to understand if I really know the procedure and the process of my company in where I want to implement the AI. This is something that can be given for guarantee, but I see that often we know that, for example, one project to so creation of a new collection, but there are also a lot of unknown tasks that people do that maybe the management doesn't. And these can affect the project. So really, we have really to know the process and procedure that are inside our company. And another important thing is that we have to really know how our sponsor and our stakeholder accept the delivery that we are going to give. So there is also a certain procedure that we have to know. Do we need an approval of board of directors for something, for this kind of implementation? Or do we have to make, do the management wants a monthly check report of what I'm doing? So we must really be sure on the procedure and what the company is expecting by us or by the project manager, we can say. And another important things to take in consideration is the cultural aspect of the company. So the people that I'm going to work with are ready to accommodate the AI. What they think about the AI? Do I have someone that is not really willing, or do people think that they are going to lose their job introducing the AI, or maybe they fear that they will be fired, for example. Okay, so this is something that I have to take in consideration, because maybe I have some people that can create a wall during the implementation of the tools of implementation, introducing the AI inside the company. So we have
Danilo,
really to,
do
yeah.
you consider this part of the organizational process or part of the enterprise environmental factors?
It depends also by the company.
Mm.
Yes, it's a good question. It depends by the company. If the company have like a cultural assets, when they make like the company learning and training can be like an asset, because I can introduce like a new training on the AI to make all the people aware on what is AI and what we are going to do. And in this case, more as it's an asset inside the company that they have to take in consideration. If not, yes, you're right. Maybe it's more an environment factor. What is the environment of the company in terms of cultural aspect?
Okay, I think it's actually, yes, as you say, it blends between the internal needs and external needs. But
Yeah.
it's really interesting actually. As we were talking before, I delved into project management a lot, and this is really interesting. So we haven't talked about project assumptions yet, but both the two factors, the first two parts, the environmental factors and the organizational processes and culture, already are clear to me as prerequisite, like conditions that are going to set the projects either to success or to failure. Or to
Yeah.
failure. So if we don't look at the enterprise environmental factors and the processes and culture of the company, implementing AI projects could be more difficult than already is. So that I'll let you keep going. Probably it's time to go to the project assumptions.
Yeah, you're perfectly right. Because then we will see also when we speak about the methodology, no? Because introducing the AI is not just, in my opinion, just to go straight to the tools, no? What I've seen also before. Maybe if you see that you're missing something in the environment, or you're missing something on the organization, you can make a pre-project of introducing the AI. You make a project just to prepare the company. So learning or new tools, or making like an as-is analysis of the procedures. So of course, this is something that should be considered before introducing the AI.
Yes, yes. So you're saying that the management team, but also the colleagues and people working in the company need to be prepared before we introduce AI. So we need to do a sort of like a change management or a climate survey in order to understand the perception of AIs before we actually go and jump into the project management or developing an application.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Or for example, here we have now the icon of the database. Even if the assets of the information, the IT is ready, because maybe yes, I know that the database, and then we go to the also the to the assumption. I know that, for example, I have the information of the shooting, the sizing, the measure of the items. I know that I know, for example, the size of the model, but the size of the model is written on a PDF, so I cannot use it. So I have also to check if in my asset I have the infrastructure of the IT that it's ready.
Okay,
If
the
not, I
data.
have
Mm.
the data, but also the ADI or API just to put in
Okay.
connection. Maybe database is just I don't know, maybe an iSerious database not ready for API. You are looking for tools that work with API. So also the technical aspect can be should be also in a pre-analysis phase.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay, okay, good.
So then based on this, yes, I can create my assumption. Okay, so I think that I can write that the people that are going to introduce the AI, they have already knowledge, so I don't expect to make a big learning, big training on the people, just on the tools, not on the culture of the AI. Or in my assumption, I can say, okay, that um, the database is already it's ready to be, and I have the data for the for the um, for the AI tools that I'm going to implement. So I have already the information, or the people that I'm working with also are AI friendly, so I don't have to convince them that AI is useful or not. So I have to make also the assumption
Yeah,
of
I
the
think
project that are really the base of the project. Because if we know
yeah.
now, Enrico, we already spoke that if the assumptions are wrong, or I have to be careful in the assumption that I'm going to do, because behind an assumption there is always a risk, right?
Yes. And I think that the biggest risk is assuming that people want AI.
Yeah.
So
Yes, because sometimes what happened that in the meeting that there is also the techniques, no, to
Yeah.
make to see the interview, also the techniques of the interview to see the true, no, because maybe you make a meeting with all the team, with the managers, and all the people say, okay, yes, cool that I'm going to make these kind of things and stuff, and but there is not the personal opinion.
Mhm.
So maybe if you really want to make the true come off, no, you have to make like a single interview or maybe a survey, not just a big meeting with with the managers and all the people, because we can be afraid that what are they doubt if really the culture of the company is not open. No, it really depends. So, and we come back also to the environment. If the environment is ready to accommodate the, um, the thoughts of all the people,
Mm.
even the people that are really have doubt on what we are going to do implement.
So what do you do usually? Do you make a list of assumptions or how do you manage assumptions?
Eh, we know when you work in 20 years in a company, it's like part of your knowledge. Okay, so you really have the habits on and knowing what you can do or not. Okay, it's like when you plan a vacation with the family, you know that in this place you cannot go with the kids, no? And you have to go in another place. So this is something like this. But of course, and we will see also later when we will speak about the methodology and to share the information with the stakeholder, the management, you have to create a list, because creating the list of the assumption, you can share what is the base of the project and where the risk can be behind, and you put all the people on the same page and everybody is aware about the project. This is really important. When we will speak about the methodology, we will go deeper in this because to share all the information that you have, to be open, is always the best way to have a successful project.
Okay, very good.
Okay, that's why the next slide we are speaking about the stakeholders involvement, engagement. We have seen that we have to know the EF, so the environment, we have to know the assets of the company, we have to create assumption, or you are a long time inside the company, or probably you have to ask things to a lot of people. And to listen also the experiences of the others. So it's really important before starting a project to engage the right stakeholder. Once, the first thing is to have the information about EF, the organizational asset, to be sure that you are on the same page and write all together also the assumption. This helps a lot. And also one things that we have to keep in mind is that the first stakeholder that we have is our final customer. So if you are doing AI, especially the touch, it's a touch point with your final customer. If you have the opportunity to have like a community or to make a survey or to involve a part of the final customer just to understand the thought or to get some idea, it's also the best way, because maybe you're doing something that really your customer don't need. Okay, so you have to really engage the maximum of stakeholder, the right stakeholder, not the maximum, because too much information can be also a mess at the end. But the right stakeholder to understand really what is surrounding you before starting the project. Okay, now is the key point, we can say. So I have to start a project. I know what I would like to do. More or less, I know where is the company, what is the law that I have to respect, what I have this post, that I have also the request, and I have to decide the methodology. Okay, so predictive or waterfall is the methodology that I know since the beginning what I have to do. I can make a plan, and then I will check weekly, daily, monthly, how my task going. If I have some risk, some unseen, some issue, I can make change request. I can modify my plan, and I go on like in this way. No, so the classic project management that we learned long time ago, I can say. Then we have the agile model that is it's we can say I go straight, Enrico, that a lot of consultants say, okay, let's do it agile, like saying that it's easier because we don't know how to go. We don't have so much requirement, so let's start agile. It's not easier. It's harder to be agile and not do agile. And then we will see also when we go deeper in the agile methodology. And then we have the hybrid. Hybrid model is when you can create a predictive. So I have a start point, end point. I know the way that I have to follow, but I make like the 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 circle activity that will implement step by step, or that will take a cluster of my business just to implement step by step and not all in one shot, like a big bang, we can say. So we cannot go deeper for detail on the predictive in each model, but I would like just to give some takeaway for the AI in each model. Also, one thing is that, of course, when we speak about, we have seen at the beginning that a project makes something that is unique. Each company is unique, and all people that work in a project are unique. So this is like my way to see the project. Of course, there is not the right way to enter a project. There is we make also tailoring, and it depends also on the breakdown that we make of the activity. So maybe one project that I see that is predictive for someone can be done in less step, less delivery, and make it agile. So it depends by also the attitude of the project manager, project leader that take care about the project. Okay. About the predictive, I think that we can use a predictive methodology when AI is supperative, not core. Because when you start thinking about AI in a core business, taking in consideration that things are moving really fast, tools, also the definition of the standards, the learning phase also of the team to understand and to learn. You can apply AI when it's not core, it's superative. When I have to create value on something that it's an add-on on something that it's already done. Okay, it's really clear. So I have really stable functional requirements. So I really know what I have to do, and it's really clear the objective by the business. So I'm not doing experiment. I'm doing just really, I see the tools, for example, I see that these tools is the right tools to edit my images, is doing the right time. I know perfectly where to adapt these tools. Okay, so I can make a predictive model because I'm pretty sure that everything will be fine. And if not, is not really a damage or a risk for the business. For the agile, agile burn in the 2001 to implement the software solution. Okay, and it's something that burn to face up the lack of business requirement. I know where I have to go, but I don't have so many requirements that give me the right way, okay, to finalize the project, to finalize the outcomes. So I start doing the sprint, and step by step I add value and I make step of implementation step by step and learning and testing what I'm doing. Okay. And in this case, we can say that, okay, AI drives business value, but step by step. So I test and learn and I test and learn during the project. Okay. And I think that if the company is really introducing the AI and there's no experience in the behind, can be one of the best model that can be adapted. The methodology can be adapted to introduce the AI. As I say, it's not easy because when we starting a project that you start, but you don't really know where you are going to go. It's not really in this way, okay? You know that you have an objective, you know where you have to do, but you really don't know the route, the way that you're going to follow. This means that there should be inside the company a strong trust. And the failure of the project is something that should be also considered, taken consideration. So that's why I say that agile is not easy, because it means that behind should be a strong cultural component agile inside the company. Now we say that it's not to do agile, but it's to be agile, because the people that work in an agile project should be agile. That means that have trust between each other, and they go straight to fix the issue and not checking the contract if what happens if there is some mistakes or some fault of someone. No, so we go straight to adding value of what we are doing. Okay. So before adapting the agile, we have to consider if in my company is ready to do agile. Hybrid model, it's, in my opinion, okay when you want to adapt the AI in the core of the business. So you know that you want to implement like on the distribution of the goods, on the retail. So or on the creation of the collection. But it always take in consideration the learning phase, test and experiment. So I don't suggest, or in my opinion, I will not implement an AI tools on the entire procedure of all the collection of the category. Maybe what you can do is starting with one category, the smaller one, you test, you learn, and then you have another category, other two categories. Or maybe you start with a cluster of stores, you check how it's going, and then you implement another region, another country, and you go step by step. So this is why I think that if you are going to implementing the AI in the core of the business is the best methodology that you can follow. Risk and unknown. Okay, we said at the beginning, when you have an assumption, you have also the risk to take in consideration. And yes, when we speak about risk and opportunity, but yeah, we think focus of risk, we have always to take a plan on the risk that there is behind. So before we take the exemption, the example of I have the database, but then when I go in production, I see that the behaviors of my AI is different from the expectation. No, so this can be a risk with the true data. Compare the sample data I use at the beginning to evaluate the tools, to evaluate the AI model. No, so this is something that we have to take in consideration. I think that when we speak about AI, implementation of AI, we have a lot of unknown. Because as we say, with the methodology, maybe the predict model, the waterfall methodology is more when you are implementing not in AI core, in not AI, not in the core business. Okay, it's something aside to create more value on procedure that are already working. And so when we speak about agile and hybrid, there is where you have more unknown. And the best way to face up the unknown is to learning fast. That's why you have to make like weekly sprint when you check with your team. You make the lessons learned. You check what is not going on, where are the issue, what we learned, and then you make another sprint and you fix and you put on the table what you have learned. Okay.
Yeah, I think actually what you have said in the last four slides, it's actually really interesting. And I'll try and summarize. Um, I don't know if you'll agree, but I'll try. Due to the unpredictability of AI, it's safer, or it's like the approach that ensures most likely to achieve the goal is more agile. Is more agile because if you start with too many mm, expectations, too many assumptions, and too many goals set in stone, you might be disappointed.
You may be, yes, of
Yes,
course.
yes.
Yes, I'm not an agile fan, honestly, because uh, I have experience on developing ERP system where you cannot change the database from one day to another, or you really know the procedure, the process, no? Or when you open a new market, you really want, you know where you have to go. You have to study the law, you have to study the duty in the market. But in this case, I think that really the agile methodology is can be one of the best,
Yeah,
because really AI,
delivers the most value with the reasonable cost, with the most reasonable cost benefit.
yes, the expected value, of course.
Yes, expected value as well, of
The
course.
expected value, yes. Yes, in my opinion, yes, because it's really moving too fast also to be sure that what we are analyzing now will stand for the next 1 year, 2 years.
Hmm.
So it's better to make small and slow implementation and check how it's going. Make working on the culture of also of the company in terms of AI, to make also the company more AI friendly. Okay, I used to say like when we introduced the fax inside the company, there was like a office for the fax. Okay,
Yes.
so the now at the end, everybody started using the fax. It was something really easy. It was normal tools inside the company, so can be pretty much the same. Now, so we start introducing the AI. There is maybe a high meeting with the expert, the people that are more they have more knowledge. But at the end, the AI will be in each department, really in each procedure. No? For example, if you start with the Google, you see that the Google is implementing. Now you can use Gemini on the email. You can also use Gemini on the worksheet. So it's really surrounding us in all the tools that are inside the company. So I think that if you really want to implement, it should be once for the single project with agile methodology, or at least hybrid. And before implementing also the AI, to take in consideration that one project can be to prepare the company for the AI.
Hmm. Yes. Well, that makes sense. Absolutely, it's a nice suggestion. Or something again in between, like start with like some small demonstrative projects that have more chances to be successful, rather than big complex projects that have extremely high risk and uncertainty. Um, yeah, it's really interesting. What I would like to, or the other thing that comes to mind is that this specific situation is due to the fact that it's still an early stage of AI. So it's the fact that there are so many unknowns and uncertainties is caused by the fact that AI is really young. So the
Yeah.
models don't deliver certain results, but they deliver approximative results or probable results, but there's not a 100% guarantee of consistency in the results. And that's why like the models need tweaking, need feedback, need improvement. So the quality controls and improvements are part of the iterative process of managing AI. So it's like when you completed a project is not ever completed. So it keeps like it needs constant maintenance and constant update um, to stay on top of things, like to follow the progression or to follow the developments of the model itself, and also to give feedback to the model because it could be that with the addition of data, it might not deliver consistent results. So it could be, for example, correct me if I'm wrong, if I start at the beginning of a project with like, let's say a chatbot that delivers good responses to the customer on some specific topics, like a limited amount of topics, after 6 months or a year, when the number of topics have expanded and the database has expanded or the knowledge sources have expanded, the same chatbot may not reply with the same accuracy.
Yes, yes, of course. I've seen that. Okay, we should go deeper also in the AI, but if we had 0.1 percentage of error, this percentage when we run a lot of time the same bot of AI at the end can give a bad result, of course.
Mhm.
So we have really to always have a check on what we are doing. It's not that once it's done, that's finished. Should be
Yeah,
something that it's continuously implemented, checked, and evaluated, and so we will have a lot of to do in the next years, I think.
yeah, but also because if you are actually managing like an AI, so let's say that you are responsible for customer service and you have 2 or 3 chatbots to manage, you are responsible for the final output. Okay, you're accountable for that because the chatbot is not obviously accountable. You, as a physical person, a real person, you're accountable. So you need to both control regularly, like do quality control of the outcome. And on the other hand, either you or someone else working with you need to have the competencies in order to make corrections if it's needed.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. When we speak about the AI, we think that not someone thinks that, oh, I'm going to lose my job. No, they say, okay. It's like when we introduce the fax. You will not write more. You will not use the telephone or send a paper by mail, but you're using a new tools. So AI really will be a new tools that everybody should start learning because will be applied in all kind of work inside the company. It's not just it's changing. Okay, your way to work.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Very good.
I don't know if okay, We spoke about lessons learned, the closure of the project. Or we close, or in the agile, we have the retrospective, meaning that we meet the team every week or every 2 weeks to check what we have learned and to see what what where the issue were. Okay, I like the 4L. This is called the 4L for the retrospective, and that I use also in the predictive model project. And this because I think that it's really easy to understand and to do also with the team that is not used to work in a project. So now if you are going to make a new project with AI and you need to make like an agile project and make like test and learning, the 4L template is really easy to use and to explain to the people, no? So they start by liked, but the team doesn't start always by liked, but longed for and liked. But of course, you can easily ask to the team what they liked and what they learned. Also longed for, okay, what they was longed for and expect to have during the project and what is lacked. So this way it's really easy. It's not like a meeting. What I used to do is to send the question before the meeting with the team. So, okay, we are going to make this meeting, the lessons learned meeting. Please try to find out what you liked, what you learned, longed for, liked. And then when we make the meeting, we don't use to say the name, the role of the people. Okay, it's not just a meeting where you have to point your colleague, but it's where generally we underline the what we can use in the next project or in the next phase and in the next sprint, and what we have to the project manager often or the project leader in case of agile have to implement on handling the project. And I use also to make the lessons learned meeting also to make the shutout, because usually the project ends and then bye-bye, you cannot see maybe the team anymore, and it finished like, in soft way. Making also the lessons learned give also the opportunity to make the congratulation to the team. No, it's really a good way to leave the team.
Yeah, I think the lessons learned are an essential part for all the projects. But as you were mentioning the example of the collection creation at the beginning, since we worked in the fashion industry, the lessons learned are also best practice for every, even a repetitive effort to understand what we did well and what could be improved, because this leads to the continuous improvement of the processes and the satisfaction of the team. Like
Yeah.
the retrospective, so understanding what worked well or what we missed out, because it could be simple things. Maybe we needed more meeting, or maybe we needed less meetings, or maybe we needed like to have some moments of fun during the project to create more of a team spirit. And the lessons learned are exactly the right time to have this discussion, because the project is behind us, and set best practices for the future.
Yes, you know that Enrico, this is I think one of the most challenging part of the project. This one and then the risk. The risk one is because you have to face up something that you don't want that happens. So okay, and it's like when you plan to go on vacation. Okay, I don't want to think that it will be raining. Okay, and about the lessons learned, it's really, in my opinion, really challenging. Why? Because especially in the fashion industry, because we didn't speak about the organization, the metrics of the organization. Um, because for me it's the habit. I work in the fashion industry, so for me it's normal, and this is what I have to face up since the beginning. The role of the project manager inside a fashion company. Okay, fashion company is a functional organization. So we have the department of the logistic, department of the IT, commercial, product, stylist, administration, and the project manager should work with team and people that are across all the department. So this give a, no authority handling the team, because each people have to respond to the manager, not to the project manager. And when you close a project, always is a moment where the people start to sneak out, because they have the daily operation and they have to respond to the project. They have other tasks to do. So this is really the one of the challenge handling the project inside the fashion company. So if you're introducing the AI and you are the owner, you are the manager, you should be sure that you are giving to your project manager, sorry, the right authority to handle the team. Often the team is a part-time team, no? It's a team that don't work daily on the project. They have other stuff to do, and it's challenging to the project leader, to the project manager to engage the team. So you have to put like I use it the famous WhatsApp group or one space on Google Meet, or you have to make daily meet, no, not daily, but you have to make weekly meeting, maybe an aperitif to make engage to take the engagement of the team. So it's this is the most challenging part, in my opinion.
Yes, I know, because at the end of the project, as you said, everybody wants to go back to their, or they have to go back to the daily routine. But anyway, I'll just start to thank you, Danilo, and thank you all for staying with us today. If you have any questions, please feel free to raise your hand and open the microphone to ask Danilo any question. And in the meantime, just like a quick touch base on risks, since you mentioned that. How do you manage the risks in your personal experience?
Most of my risk are connected to the business, and I used to, or a legal risk, or a commercial risk, I can say. So I have to first of all share the risk with the management, to the board of director, have a list of the risk, of course, and take in consideration the risk that you can make a quantitative analysis, meaning that if there is that we are going to lose money, generally, uh, I have to put this on the table, just also to make more responsibility also to the team. So if they know what are the risks connecting to a delay of the task, or if there is something happening in the project, and they are aware about the value of the risk, this will take more engage also the team, and also make aware also the cost, of course, of the project. When we speak about also the IT project, some cost of the meeting are unseen, no, are unknown by the management.
Mhm.
So if they know that you are going to allocate for 10 people, 100 total of 100 hour, and the cost of 100 hour, it's a cost of for the company. Okay, they don't want to spend, instead of 100 hour, 150.
Yes,
So they
yes.
will push the people also to attend the meeting and complete the task.
Oh, that's good. Good, good tip. Okay, let's just wait a few seconds more to see if there are any questions. You will find This webinar registration, this webinar recording soon available on our channels. So please follow us on LinkedIn or register to our newsletter. I've also put a code, a voucher code in the chat. If you can look at the chat, you find a code that will give you like 20% discount on our courses online on our website. If you want to go have a look at our catalog of courses, and if you want to try one of our courses. So thank you all for staying with us today. I don't see any questions, so thanks again, Danilo.
Thank you for the opportunity. I
Yes,
hope to give the right takeaway.
yes. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. See you soon.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.